Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Here we are.
Can't wait.
So happy.
Love it. Love
I'm
it.
so happy.
It's a new week.
It is. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Studio 7. So do we want to start by talking weather, or do we want to talk about the Super Bowl?
Let's start with weather, and then after that we can talk about the Super
Well,
Bowl.
it's nice and quiet now, so we don't have too much to talk about until we get into the middle of the week. So that storm system's going to be the one that will end up, causing some gnarly weather. I guess
gnarly. That's the
gnarly,
word, that's
the
the
right
word we
word.
want to hear. Yeah,
Is
exactly.
that the right term?
Yeah.
No, there'll be some snow, some sleet, freezing rain, possibly even just rain. So we'll continue to watch the track of the system, because if it moves north, we'll get more of all of the more liquid kind of precipitation, or if it moves south, we'll get more snow. So that's not till later Wednesday.
I just thought to myself with the Magic 8 Ball here, because we were talking about the Super Bowl, I was like, will next year be the year the Bills win the Super Bowl? And it came up with signs pointing to yes. So there you go. So you take it to the bank right now. Actually, the betting odds for next year's Super Bowl are already out. The Bills are the 5th best odds to win the Super Bowl next year. Yeah, they're always up there. The teams ahead of them are the Eagles, Ravens, Chiefs. Might be just those 4. So they might be the 4th team. But regardless, welcome to the offseason. That's the point we're at.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, the beginning of this past season, it was like, okay, they're, figuring things out. We're not going to be a contender for it or whatever. And
where did we start out last season?
Probably around the same. I'm actually going to look it up real quick just to make sure that I wasn't wrong. But yeah, it's probably around the same. Maybe a little bit better odds compared to last year. But yeah, I mean, it's incredible. You go all year. So the Bills they have the 4th best odds to win the Super Bowl. The teams ahead of them are the Eagles, the Chiefs, and the Ravens. And the Ravens and Chiefs are just marginally more likely to win as far as Vegas is concerned right now. So the Bills are plus 700, which means if you bet $100, you would win $700 if the Bills win the Super Bowl next year.
Ooh.
So there you go. There you go. Make some money.
You can get into it now.
Go back to the casino.
You'll forget you even spent that
Exactly.
$100.
Exactly. It would be a pleasant surprise next year amongst a lot of other things, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure once the season starts, we will remember that we put that 100 down.
Oh, yeah, for
for
sure.
sure.
Yeah, you got a lot of people who I'm sure watched the Super Bowl yesterday.
Yes. Who watched the Super Bowl, and what did you all think?
Well, some people boycotted it. That was the thing this year. People were talking about boycotting the Super Bowl. I never quite understood it, but a lot of people are like, I'm not going to watch the Super Bowl. Even my mom was like, I don't really want to watch it. I was like, just watch it.
Well, the folks that I spoke with said because they felt like it was a betrayal
to
the Bills, because we should have been there.
Yeah, I get that.
I mean,
it's painful, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I did say yesterday, Super Bowl Sunday when the Bills are bad is a holiday. Super Bowl Sunday when the Bills are good is dreadful, because all you're doing is thinking about how they should be there and how, this could be us and all that kind of stuff.
I will say it shouldn't be on a Sunday at like 7:00 at night. This is just ridiculous.
The idea and the thing that has been floated out there is that if the NFL goes to an 18-game schedule, which sounds like it's going to happen around the corner, it would push the Super Bowl back another week, which would then butt it up against President's Day. So it would be a long weekend for most people, which would be really, really nice. So instead of the Super Bowl being this past Sunday, it would be a week from now, and then you would have most people would have President's Day off the next day. Most. Not us.
Not us.
Not all. Not
Most
all.
people
And
would have
more
off.
so it's because of the kids. Before halftime even came, we were like, okay, it's 8:00. We got to get home. We got to get to bed.
Yeah.
So whenever 8:00 was on the timestamp, counting down to the halftime, we were done watching. We didn't see anything else. Nor did I have to see anything else. I mean, after like the first the two possessions, I was like, okay, Eagles look great. Chiefs don't.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm sure a lot of people were probably a lot of people were very happy about that too. I'm sure.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think there were many people rooting for the Chiefs in Western New York.
No, I'm reading through these. Glad KC lost. Oh yeah.
And I mean,
I'm happy the Eagles won.
So and I'm sure a lot of people who are watching right now know this, but the head coach of the Eagles is from Western New York. His family is from Western New York.
Yeah, that's pretty
They
cool.
are from Jamestown, so we are referring to Nick Sirianni is his name. He is a graduate of Southwestern High School, which is down there in Jamestown. That's where he's from. Comes from a long line of coaches in Jamestown. His dad was a coach there. His brother was a coach there. His other brother is a college coach right now. So the Sirianni family is very involved in coaching in Western New York.
That is so cool.
And now they have reached the pinnacle. So a really cool local connection.
Yeah.
I'm fairly confident and sure he's the first coach ever from Western New York to win a Super Bowl. So as a head
So
coach,
cool.
so it's not just that the Chiefs lost, which I know a lot of people in Western New York are happy about. It's also that somebody from here led their team to the
Yeah,
Super Bowl.
that's awesome.
So hour and a half away, Jamestown from the city where we are right now, and now they've got a Lombardi trophy to show for it. You look like you have something you wanted to show us.
I do, because everyone talked about how the refs were so one-sided, or seemingly so one-sided throughout the season.
Yeah.
So on all of our bets that we did, like who would win the coin
Yeah, I
coin
got you.
toss and all of that stuff. On it was between the Eagles or the refs.
Yeah, there you go. I love that.
That's a good one.
I did
That's a
bet
good
on
one.
I did bet on the coin toss yesterday,
You did.
and I won.
I didn't know you could bet on the coin toss.
Tails.
How do you bet on the coin toss?
And you can bet on anything in the Super Bowl. You can bet on the length of the national anthem. You can bet on
Yeah.
What?
It was
You didn't
just
know
within
this?
our house. It was
No.
just within our household.
you
We
can bet
didn't
on-
do it. We didn't do it
You
on like
can-
apps or anything.
So
but,
I
yeah.
did it on app. You can
Yeah.
bet the over under on the length of the national anthem. You can bet the color of Gatorade that the winning team pours on their coach. You can bet.
Oh my god!
You can bet anything. So tails, to me, it's better odds than it would be if you went and played roulette, because it's not just black and red. You've got the 2 green spots. So that's a little worse than 50%. A coin is 50%. So it's a 50-50 shot that you win.
Did you guess right? Did you-
Tails never fails, baby. Tails never fails, even though a lot of times it often does fail. But yeah, I was at a party and a bunch of people said that they were betting the coin toss. So I was like, well, who am I? I have to join the party here.
Hey, so tell me if this is true. Peter says you can bet on the shade of green on the field.
I don't know. I don't
That's
know.
a new one.
I don't know what that means.
You can bet on the shade of green of the field.
I don't know what that means.
I mean, how do you depict what shades of green
Yeah.
it is?
All right, we got to go to a commercial. We'll
Yeah.
continue this.
We'll
on
be
the
back.
commercial.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
very
yeah.
riveting
Yeah.
conversation.
Here, I'll go through some of these comments.
Yeah.
People are commenting on the weather. They said they need spring, autumn.
Listen, I'm with you.
You know what the Eagles chant is?
What?
Go birds. That's what
No.
people say. Yeah, that's what they say. They say fly, Eagles, fly. But like with that Philly accent, it's go birds.
It's drawn out like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
there was one that was really bad too. The one for Cleveland. Their dance.
I don't know.
Oh, it's horrible.
Well,
I gotta
know
find
that's
a
the-
video.
I know it's the dog pound and everything.
Yes, yeah. It's crazy.
But the Bills played in Philadelphia last year, and we drove to the game that weekend, and we were in a marked car that had the Channel 7 logo, and we were driving in the parking lot. People were screaming at us and like yelling at us like we have anything to do with what's going on. They're just there for work, and everybody's yelling, "Go Birds!"
That is so weird.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Kevin says Matt put 20,000 on tails.
No.
I don't. I think Matt would have called in today.
No, I put more. Oh, yeah, that's chump.
Matt would have been like,
Put the 401k. No,
"I'm sick. I'm out for the week."
Yeah. No, I put 20 on it. 20 singular.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I figured
20 big ones.
it paid for lunch. that was kind of the win. Not your lunch though. Not your bagels and salad.
Oh gosh.
Guess how much you paid today for a salad and 4 bagels?
From where?
Panera.
Oh,
She just told me this earlier. 1 salad, 4 bagels.
I don't know, $30.
$30. Isn't
That-
that nuts?
Bananas to me.
Yeah.
That should be
Listen, nothing is
$15.
cheap.
That should be $15. The salad should be like $9, and each bagel should be. They have like cream cheese and stuff on them.
I got cream cheese on the side. No, it was
For all 4?
dry bagels. Yeah.
Well, the cream cheese is what did it.
No, it wasn't.
Because
It was the salad.
Yeah, the
Really?
salad was probably
Yeah.
close to 20.
You just it.
I will never do that
At
again.
Panera, you have to do the you pick 2. It is
Yeah.
the only thing that I feel
Those
like
are still close to $20
it's
now.
Yeah, they're-
$12.
They used to be. When's the last time you've been there?
It's been a while.
Something happens and it turns out to $40.
It's been a while. It's been a
Right.
while. Yeah, things are expensive.
Yeah, Peter, I got a chicken salad. That was it.
Well,
The Greek goddess.
it was that protein.
Maybe it was the avocado.
Oh, see, you didn't. You get all the ups.
No, I know. I didn't get it. That comes with the salad. It was standard.
Okay.
It was. I didn't get. They didn't upsell me.
Okay. You didn't
I
get
got no
upsold on the
extra.
salad.
No.
Yep.
And the avocado was really
Not
bad.
good. Oh,
Wasn't even good
see,
avocado.
that's the worst.
Mm,
When you pay for something and it's not good.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, we're coming back. What were we chatting about?
I don't know. Oh, I bet on tails.
Yes. Okay, welcome back to Studio 7. So before the break, you were talking about how you bet on tails and
Yeah.
how you can bet on different things.
Yeah, you can bet on anything you
Mhm.
want. Super Bowl Sunday, and then you have squares. A lot of people do Super Bowl squares.
Yes, my family does that.
So we had Super Bowl squares, and we play a game where everybody throws $5 in, and you pick the person you think is going to score the next touchdown. And whenever the next touchdown is scored, if somebody correctly picked it, they get the pot. If nobody correctly picked it, then you put in another $5, and then you repick, and it goes around the room. So it's a fun way of
I mean, after
playing some games. If
Yeah,
you're
being
are
invested
you
a
actually
little bit.
watching the game?
See, that's the beauty of, to me, the Super Bowl. You can watch the game, but you can do all of this other stuff. You can casually have conversations. You can mingle with people. None of that would have been, I would have been working. But if the Bills were in the Super Bowl, I don't think that these things, I think people are locked into the game and they are very intently watching, and they're not doing these little bets, and they're not worried about the coin toss or the color of the Gatorade. They're just
That's
watching
true.
the game.
That's true.
Yeah, no, I would have been doing well, it would have been for a different reason, but I stayed upstairs where the TV was, I don't know, close to a minute behind. So you would hear everyone in the
yeah.
basement
Yeah.
hoot and
Yeah.
holler or whatever. And then upstairs, we're like, okay, what's going on? Or one of the kids came up, they're like, they scored a touchdown. Lo and behold, it wasn't a ruined surprise for us because it was picked off and the other team scored. We're like, oh, look at it. It was
Yeah,
the team that we wanted to score.
Yeah,
That was
exactly.
great.
Yeah.
Where did you all watch the game?
I was at a cousin's house.
We went to every year. My neighbors have a Super Bowl party. My neighbors in the neighborhood where I grew up. So I went back there for kind of like the couple hours before the game and then the first quarter. And then I went to another mutual friend's house for the second, third, and fourth quarter.
Nice.
So my wife came to the first party with the baby. The baby was running around. She was the entertainment. And then once it got closer to bedtime, they went home. And then I went to our other friend's house and watched the rest of the game.
Nice.
So it was fun.
That worked out well. How
Yeah.
was your
The watch party.
your
at-
watch party?
My daughter is a very good entertainer.
Oh, yeah?
So she goes to UB and they have a theater there. So it was like we were in the movies. It's
Yeah.
literally a big screen with the movie theater seats, and we watched there. We had a bunch of food.
But
and
you made the food.
no, I did
You
not.
said you were going to make the food.
No, because check this out. My husband sent a screenshot of a local business owner, kind of like pop-up shops.
Uh-huh.
We got, now this is crazy, 20 egg rolls,
Uh-huh.
50 wings, and fries. And we picked up big tray of food
Yeah.
and took it. It ended up being like 15 of us. So
Yeah.
it was a great amount of food. And then somebody brought the sweets, somebody brought the drinks,
Yeah.
but we got this big tray because I'm like, you know what? I don't want to cook.
Yeah. Good.
So we were
Perfect.
eating
Good.
egg rolls and
It was good?
turkey wing egg rolls, and I'm not gonna lie, I went and got a side salad.
Yeah.
All I had was side salad and my air fried chicken wings.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So a little different.
Yep, and then those Wegmans cookies,
Yeah. Ooh, those are
the best cookies in the world.
yeah, those are
Yep.
irresistible.
I was
Those-
happy.
Those are hard. I made Autumn's BLT dip, and I was I was
Ooh.
excited about it. Autumn told me
Ooh.
on Friday
Somebody's asking, what
Matt-
side dish did you make?
I made a BLT dip. Thank you to Autumn for the recipe.
Tell everybody how
You're
you made
very
it.
welcome.
I can tell you now that I've got it. It's going to be my go-to for the rest of time.
Yeah.
It is a pound of bacon, 1 cup of sour cream, 1 cup of mayonnaise, shredded lettuce, and tomatoes. And then I salted the tomatoes because, come on, I'm not an amateur. You gotta make sure you gotta make sure that you season your tomatoes. So it was very simple. All I did was make sure the bacon was extra crispy, and you put it all together, and it was because we don't ever have
Did you
bacon.
mix it?
Yeah, you mix
it
the
all
you
together.
mix
Yeah,
the,
you
you
mix
mix
the
the bacon
bacon
with the
and
sour cream and the mayo. You put it in a bowl and then you layer it from there. We don't have bacon in my house ever. So you want to talk about an unexpected little treat?
Yeah.
So making the bacon for the dip, but then having a piece or two of the bacon.
Oh yeah, Autumn, check that out.
My wife's a vegetarian. Loved the game. Go Birds Autumn. I made you
Oh,
BLT
great.
dip. It was
Isn't
a hit.
that
Yes,
neat?
Diane. Thank you. That's 2 of them. Look at you.
Well, thank you. I'll have
Look at you
to.
go.
All of the credit has to go to my Aunt Joni.
Yeah.
I've stolen the recipe from her, but
Uh-huh.
yeah, it's a good one.
And people
Nice.
were like, "Oh, this is good." It's like, thanks. like I knew what I was doing, or like I had never made it before. But yeah, no, it was a fun little treat because my wife's a vegetarian. We don't have bacon in the
Yeah,
house,
yeah,
and
yeah.
Allie is too. So she hasn't had bacon or anything like that at this point.
Yeah.
So I was cooking the bacon that I finished. I was like, it smells so good.
Yeah.
And I was like, I gotta have a couple pieces of bacon.
I love that. So what did we think of the actual game? How were y'all during the game?
I mean, it was
I'm in no place to critique football, but
Yeah.
I mean the Eagles
I
look
was
good.
happy.
Eagles.
yeah.
Eagles.
I mean,
I was happy.
they had a response. They did well, and
I-
I liked it.
I think it's soft. I think it softens the blow a little bit. And this is just my perspective. But there were a lot of Bills fans who hate watched yesterday. Totally understand. You
Absolutely.
think, hey, look,
I was one of them.
yeah, you go.
I was one of
The
them.
Bills should be there. Look at how close they were to beating the Chiefs. I can't believe that they're not there. And then you see the Eagles dominate the Chiefs, and you're like, well, maybe the Bills
Better
are
them than us.
Yeah, it's like, if somebody had to get beat,
Yes.
I'm glad that it wasn't the Bills. Basically, the Bills would have given the Eagles a better game than the Chiefs did. They just match up better football wise against the Eagles than they do against the Chiefs, but still. Eagles were a juggernaut, and they played such a great game yesterday. It didn't look like there was anybody who was
They came out ready.
was going to be anybody who was going to be able to beat them yesterday. So sometimes you just
Yeah.
run into a buzzsaw, and I think that's what happened with the Chiefs, and good for the Eagles because they're a very likable. There's a lot of guys on that team I really like. Yeah,
Favorite commercial? Cheryl's asking.
I
There
didn't-
were a lot of good commercials.
I didn't even see
I
any.
didn't watch any of it because when you're at a party and you're mingling, like it was a
Yeah.
hard time for me to sit. Nobody's actually sitting there and just watching the commercials.
Oh, we were having a good.
What
time.
was the best commercial?
I like the Nike one where it had all the female
Oh, yeah,
athletes,
yeah.
all the women athletes.
Uh huh.
There was Pringles and someone else. What's this with the floating mustaches?
Oh, I saw that one with
In the eyebrows.
yeah.
No idea.
That was the guy from. Is his name Eugene Levy?
Yes.
Yeah, him.
Yes. And
So-
his son was in the Homes.com commercial. That was
Yes.
funny too.
Yes, they're very
Yeah.
good. Schitt's Creek, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
it's,
Yep.
it's a great.
Oh, I know them,
Yeah.
but
Yep,
I
yep.
didn't. I mean,
Yeah.
They're hilarious.
I
They're
know
very
their eyebrows
hilarious,
too,
yeah.
Yeah. yeah.
but I didn't see the commercial.
Andy in the mustache one, Andy Reid's mustache went off the sky.
Yeah, I'm like, what is happening
I
with
saw
these?
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Super Bowl commercials have gotten worse.
You think so?
Oh yeah, they stink.
We laughed a lot yesterday.
Okay, I'm good.
We'll be right back. Oh, Cheryl was asking if we saw the Bills shout out in the halftime show.
What was the Bill shout out?
I think someone mentioned that his coat, Kendrick Lamar's coat, was kind of like a Bills shout out. I didn't see that. I'm gonna have to rewatch.
I think it was just the colors, no?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was like red, white, and blue.
Mhm.
But yeah.
But I did not see, like I said, whatever was left over at 8 p.m. From
Uh-huh.
that point on, we had
Yeah.
Mhm.
Did you watch the
Not
halftime
watched.
show?
no, we were driving.
You were driving. You watched it.
Every minute of it.
Did you like it?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like that level of petty.
Sorry,
That's
you
what it was.
got me.
That's what it was. It was 15 minutes of
Well,
pettiness, too personified, which
Well,
is
I mean,
unbelievable. I love
his-
petty.
he's a creative though. His the
Yeah.
artistry
Yeah.
was fabulous.
Yeah.
When yes, I did. I did notice the pettiness.
Do you-
I was there for it.
Do you know the backstory?
So this is all that I know about it because it popped up like all over everything when I was like getting ready for the day. I'm like, what is going on with this? So either I've heard from people saying it was boring and not flashy to you couldn't hear him well. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
like
yeah.
the lyrically you couldn't hear his words.
Sure.
So that kind of gets people upset when you can't hear what they're saying. And then I hear on the other side that anything that he does has very specific meanings to them,
Oh, my
and that
goodness.
and that it was in layers too. So
Oh,
it wasn't
yeah.
only to Drake; it was to how just the way that Black people are suppressed.
Yep.
And then there was, I mean, something else on top of that. I was like, I can't follow. I'm trying to get it all.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but a
I
lot,
don't get it.
but a lot of Drake.
It was a lot of
there was
Drake.
everything.
Yeah.
But a lot of Drake.
Because it was Serena Williams.
Yeah.
And
Yep. Samuel
the,
Jackson?
the singer,
Oh, SZA.
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 Yeah.
SZA.
Because
Yeah.
they both dated him, no?
Yes.
SZA.
Yeah.
Look
SZA.
at you up on the gossip.
Yeah.
Listen, I wanted to get, I was like, okay,
Uh-huh.
how can so many people say this is so boring, can't stand it, to it was, you know,
Well,
such a,
His song,
meaning.
his
It was so
song that
meaningful.
won Song of the Year, Not Like Us, is a diss track at Drake after they went back
Yeah.
and forth against each other, and some very serious accusations in that song.
oh,
To
for
Well,
the-
he
sure.
started out by saying
To the
I'll get
point
sued.
that exactly, like, he is going to get sued, and I love that he kept almost hinting that he wouldn't do it, like teasing,
Yes.
and I think that was
Yeah.
brilliant. No,
Yeah.
obviously, I'm not talking about but the way they did it, I thought was brilliantly, like, teasing it. No, I'm not going to do it. Teasing it. No, I'm not going to do it.
And
All
then he
right,
did it.
All right, I'm going to do
Yeah.
it.
We're coming back.
and then leaning into it once he did it.
Yeah. We have some comments on that too, so I'll pull it up. Okay, welcome back to Studio 7. So during the break, we started to talk about the halftime show.
Mhm.
If people loved it or people hated it. Dee Dee said people are saying the worst halftime show ever. The one thing about art that I always say is people's art is subjective.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I
Because there's
happen-
people who love it.
Yes, I happen to. I am one of those people. I am people. I absolutely loved it. I love the symbolism, and you talk about petty.
I'm so
He-
for petty.
He definitely got under Drake's skin. I'm sure there were some tears.
The
last
only
night.
person who had a worse day than Patrick Mahomes yesterday was
Was
Drake. was Drake. Let me tell you.
know.
Yeah, it was something.
And then I mean, you're up on the tee with his exes and all that. So you know,
Yeah.
you were
Yeah.
Serena there
Doing the crip walk?
yelled. I was like, oh my goodness gracious! I can't believe that they
You
went
said,
there.
"Oh my goodness gracious!"
Yeah, I gotta balance it out.
Oh my goodness.
Gotta balance it out a little bit.
Okay, so I did not see this, but Cheryl said his jacket said "Go Bills."
Oh,
I'm gonna rewatch it now, Cheryl.
I didn't see that.
I'm gonna rewatch it now.
But here's my thing, and please comment if you're watching right now. If you didn't like the halftime show, totally fine, whatever. What was the halftime show that you liked the most? Because I am going back and trying to think of the last several years, and I can't think of one that I was like, oh, that was. I really liked the one with Dr. Dre and Eminem and 50 Cent
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Snoop Dogg a couple
Yep,
years
that was
ago.
a couple years ago.
That was in L.A., but there's not one that I can
Dee Dee
think
says
of. that-
Prince. You know what I look forward to? The
Yeah.
national anthem.
Yeah, I agree.
Who sung it?
I didn't think it was great.
I thought he was okay. My favorite is Whitney. We
yeah,
knew that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that was the Bills. That was,
Like-
Jennifer Hudson was fabulous too.
you know who was good? Was it last year?
Chris
was
Stapleton.
it Chris Stapleton?
Chris
Yes,
Stapleton
he did a very, very
yes,
good
yes,
job.
he was very good.
And then Post Malone sang "God Bless America," I think, or "America the Beautiful" 2 years ago, and that was
John, that's who sang it.
John
John Batiste.
Batiste. Love him.
Yes.
So that's who did the anthem
yes.
yesterday.
Yep. So we have some favorite shows here. We got
Uh-huh.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson was one of the Bills Super Bowls.
We got Prince.
Yep.
Paul
Oh.
McCartney.
Okay.
Yes, Whitney Houston did sing the best national. That's my opinion
Uh-huh.
and yours.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Connie.
Yeah.
Ooh, Usher.
You can't beat Whitney Houston. It was like
You really
effortless.
can't.
It was
Uh-huh.
like she was, I don't know, singing in
Yeah. I can like.
the shower or something. Like she just was like, just
Yeah.
let it
I'm
out.
not
Yeah.
trying to like age myself, but I was not alive for that. But I've seen the clip so many times that I can hear it in my head. I've heard because that was Wide Right. That was the Bills' first Super Bowl, and to me, like that's the. You get emotional watching it now of just like how because everything that was going on in the country and the
Yeah,
fact that the Bills
yeah.
were there is just wild.
So
Anybody
we got a
else?
couple Princes.
Yeah.
So Prince was the. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it.
I don't remember it.
Me neither.
I don't
I'm gonna
remember
have
it.
to go back and. Do you, Autumn? No, I'm gonna have to go back and watch it because we've got what 3
I
princes.
feel like it was probably
4 princes.
10 years ago ish is going to be what I remember. There have been some stinkers along the way. Sorry, Dee Dee. There have been some stinkers along the way. I liked all of the layers of yesterday's. I think
Yes.
that there was a lot of, and I also like Kendrick Lamar. So
Yeah.
I feel like there was a lot of artistry there. I wish there would have been more of his like older songs, but I understand you've
Yeah.
got 14 minutes or
Yeah,
whatever it is
yeah.
to fit all of these songs into. You can only do so much.
It was pretty cool because it was my daughter, my son, and then her roommates.
Mhm.
And one of her roommates is from Colombia and the other is from Turkey.
Wow. Okay.
And everybody knew Kendrick.
Yeah. Kendrick's an icon. right now.
Everybody, like
Yeah.
it was just crazy seeing the younger
Mhm.
folks, the young adults just go nuts.
Makes you wonder if Taylor Swift is going to do it soon.
Ooh,
Probably. She's
She should.
big. I mean, she
Yeah,
should.
the
I mean,
music is very universal.
yeah, music
know,
is very universal. And
like-
then there's the whole added layer of we're not like actually, I don't think related, but it's like sort of related, I guess.
okay.
But
Too.
to the Eagles head coach, Nick
Oh,
Sirianni.
okay. You're talking
Yeah.
in general.
So
Yeah.
you know,
So are you gonna call him?
we were
Say, "Hey,
joking. We
cousin."
were joking, cousin Nick. Cousin
Yeah.
Nick. It's like you got to root
Should
for
bring
you got to
his
root for
trophy
cousin
here.
Nick. So he's from Jamestown, and I was 2 years ago when the Eagles made it to the Super Bowl. I drove down to Jamestown to do a story and interview his brother, his dad, and some of his best friends. His name is Nick Sirianni.
Mhm.
I walked into his parents' house, and we're chit-chatting. We're sitting at the kitchen table, and I'm like, hey, if I mispronounce your name, I apologize. I have family with the last name Sirianni. They pronounce it Sirianni. And he's like, oh, there's people in our family who pronounce it that way. And I was like, oh, okay, small world. Then we start to talk to each other, and they're like, where are you from? And I'm like, well, my grandmother, my mom's side is from Niagara Falls, but they came through Canada and Pennsylvania. And he's like, oh, yeah, we've got a bunch of family in Pennsylvania. And they were like, what town? And I said, Kane. They're like, that's where we're from. And I'm like, no kidding. So then we start to talk, and we find out like we are somehow distantly related. So then I call my mom on the way home from Jamestown. I go, does this sound right? And then we're trying to piece together what it is. So I called Nick's dad back, Fran, on the way back. I was like, yeah, we're definitely related.
Oh my
And he
God.
was like, welcome to the family.
Oh my
And I was
God.
like, well, I think I was rooting for you anyway, but now I guess I really got to root for you.
That is so cool.
So yeah, so that's like
That's
the
a
added.
small world.
That's very Western New
Yeah.
York of like, oh yeah, like another Italian guy from Western New York. Guess we're related to each other. So that was kind of cool. It's like, oh yeah, I didn't need a reason to root for the Eagles, but there's a good one there.
Okay, so Janice, just to let you know, you're never too old to like hip hop or rap.
Yeah,
Never.
yeah, no,
Never too old.
no such thing.
No.
It's all art.
Yeah, it is. It is. And what is it? Robert, everybody is saying Prince.
A lot of people love
Okay.
Prince.
Everybody is saying Prince.
Well, go watch. We're gonna go find the Prince one on YouTube and watch it, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's still snowing.
It's snowing in Attica.
Unfortunately.
Blame it
Sorry,
on
Lori.
Well, thank you guys for watching Studio 7.
Bye everyone.
good
Have a
day.
great week.